What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a Week 12 edition of the YSN Power Hour Super Show with, it's all brought to you by Toyota Warren. We've got the gangs all here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Christopher Colucci. Oh, wait a minute. We got Ty Bartell as well. We've got Mikey G is back in town representing the West Branch Warriors. Hot Take Eric Hughes is back. Gary Altizer holding it down live from Wellsville. And ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT is here, Mr. Andrew Hake. Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing well.
Doing great. 12, baby.
Week 12 it is, and surprises all over the board. Week 11, some of them, right? Some of them were surprises. Some of them were expected. And obviously, I think Drew Pasteur's thing kind of went by the wayside a little bit. You know, some of the games, yes, they went, but we got our own handicapper, so to speak, down at the bottom there with the Andy Capper, Andy Hake, who is pretty much spot on with all of his picks last week, to the point where one of them was like 1 point away from his prediction. So, you know how we do this, guys. It is 13 games here tonight on YSN. You can get all of them for $9.99. That's right. Every single game for $9.99. You don't have to pay $12. You don't have to pay $15. You pay $9.99, and you get 13 games right at the comfort of your own device, whether you're at a game, whether you are at home, wherever you're at your girlfriend's house, whatever. You get to enjoy all the games tonight on ysnlive.com. 13 games for $9.99 with the purple pass, purple play, whatever. I don't know what they call it now. Brian's got all that stuff. So enjoy the nights. We're going to pick the games and tell you which games you should keep your eyes on. And that is pretty much all of them, because I think these ones, for the exception of one or two, are going to be pretty tightly contested ball games. So let's get right down to it, gentlemen. We start in Region 5 with the number 1 seed Archbishop Hoban, who is 9-1, as it says, taking on Barberton, who is number 8, 7-4, and the line is 36 in favor of Archbishop Hoban. We'll start with Christopher Colucci. Are you taking Hoban and minus 36, or are you taking Barberton plus 36?
Second round of the playoffs, give me Barberton with plus 36, but I think Hoban's going to win.
Wow, okay. So technically, you're not like a scumbag trumpet. You're more like a scumbag flute at this point, or harmonica?
Sure.
So
a triangle. Give a triangle there.
Scumbag triangle. All right. Ty, what do you say about Hoban tonight?
I say when it comes to the Knights, I don't think that anything's going to be in question until at least the regional final. Give me Hoban and the minus 36.
Mikey G, you like the Knights?
I agree with Ty. I think Hoban's just too tough of a team, and I like the Knights minus the 36 points.
Hot take.
I'm going to take Hoban, but I think Barberton will cover that 36 spread.
Okay. G?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hoban is definitely that many points better in the second round of the playoffs. So you got to wonder, are you calling the dogs off early to stay healthy for the next round? That's a tough call. I'm going to stick with Hoban minus 36. I say they win by 37.
Okay. Coach?
Barberton runs out of magic. Big. Over 30, yeah, whatever they want the score to be. Nothing against Barberton, but they ran into a buzzsaw.
Hoban is, I'll tell you what, guys, what I love about the first 2 rounds is that they're home games. Next week, everybody goes on the road, right? So this is
I remember one time that I took my JV team down to Hoban 2 years ago, and Chip Trainum was the running back for the JVs.
Wow.
The guy that's a running back for the Buckeyes. And
They show talent down there.
Oh my God. We had a great JV team. We might have had 40 kids on the JV team. We went down there and we played Kirtland that year. We played Struthers. We played Mogador in a JV schedule. It was wonderful. And we went 6-4. But let me tell you something. The best team I saw all year was the JV team of Hoban. They sculled us. Trainum's still running. But yeah, they're unbelievable.
All right. Another Region 5 game is going to be, of course, number 2 Walsh Jesuit coming in 10-1 against Austintown Fitch. Fitch is 7-3 overall, and they are picking Walsh Jesuit by 5. Ty Bartell, you have the call tonight, correct?
I do, and I tell you what, this is going to be an interesting one, I think, considering what we've seen from Walsh Jesuit this year. Very impressive schedule, no doubt. They got a young man, a junior by the name of Lucas Weaver out there, 1,000-plus yard rusher. He has 14 touchdowns on the season. He's going to be one to look to contain for the Falcons. But again, the Falcons have been a team. They've been tested with the schedule that they had. The Ursuline and Massillon game, I think, is going to help prepare them for this matchup. And I know the one loss that Walsh Jesuit had was against Hoban, and I mean, take that with a grain of salt, but they have looked beatable this season in more than one stretch too. I like the Falcons even with the +5. Give me Fitch with the +5 for sure.
The mustard line, taking Fitch in the mustard line. Let's go, Mikey G. Who you taking?
I mean, this is a tough one for me. I know Walsh Jesuit only has that one loss to Archbishop Hoban. But I like the way Fitch is playing down the season. I think it's going to be a close game. And I actually will take Austintown Fitch outright.
All right. Fitch in the mustard line. Husey.
Yeah, I'm with them on. I'm taking Austintown Fitch in this one.
All right. Gary?
Yeah, Fitch +5. This is probably a field goal game.
All right. And Coach, you taking Fitch?
No. The better angels of my nature tell me Walsh is going to win this game. It'd be nice to see Fitch win, but your heart tells you want Fitch to win because you're from local. But my mind's telling me Walsh Jesuit's too much.
All right, Fur.
Yeah, give me Fitch +5.
Fitch +5. All right. So that moves us on. I'm interested, Ty. I mean, what do you think this game is going to come down to? When you look at both sides of this, you picked Fitch, obviously, because you're a company guy and because that you cover the Falcons throughout the year. But, like, for Fitch to win, what needs to happen? We didn't have a coach's corner this week or a player profile with Austintown Fitch. That's on my bad. Yeah. But what needs to happen for Fitch to walk away into the next round?
I think it comes down to defense because that's what it's been all season long that they've been able to hang their hat on and get some wins this year. And I think really you look at it with the secondary of the Falcons, you got Deshaun Vaughn at safety, and then you got two speedsters in Davion Pritchard and Dan Evans III at cornerback. That's one of the best safety secondary tandems in the area, I think. And when you look at that, you can limit that passing game, but it really comes down to can they slow down that rush. Weaver is going to be a big one. He's going to get the rock a lot of times too for a lot of carries. If you're able to limit the damage he does, I think they have enough in the secondary to already hold the passing game. And I think if they keep this to a defensive type game and they could keep Walsh under like that 30-point margin, I think they have a really good chance.
I'm interested. Coach, when you look at a game like this, is it in Coach Parker's best nature, best advantage to keep his offense on the field and just kind of slow this game down?
It's just a tough matchup. You know what I mean? When Fitch struggles this year, it's teams are running on him. But, I mean, who's running on him? Some really good football teams. Massillon, Ursuline, and a team from PA, I think, kind of stole it from him at the end of the game. I like to see Fitch win the game. I mean, we're just picking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so absolutely.
I like to see Fitch win the game. They're a local team. I like their coach. I think they have really talented guys. I just think that that this Walsh team, I see who they played, and they got scalded by Hoban. Jeez, oh man, they got scalded by Hoban. But other than that, they've been pretty dominant, and they're probably going to tote the ball. I think it's a big game. You probably want to limit possessions, especially if the team is a meat grinder running the ball at you. You'd probably want to limit possessions and not – I'm not saying not take chances, but not be foolish with the ball. Punt when you have to. It's a big game. Punt when you have to, man. Play field position, tilt the field. But, I like to see Fitch win the game, but if you had a gun to my head and said pick a team tonight, I got to go with Walsh.
Look for my man.
I like to see Fitch win. I like to see Fitch win.
My man Mark Stankorb at linebacker is going to be big in this game tonight.
Man, he's tough. The Florio's tough. They got all kind of guys, man.
You got Stankorb, you got the Florio. Those two young men are going to be catalysts tonight, and they're going to need to step up big time against this rushing attack of the Warriors, no doubt.
All right, we're going to head on to Region 13, where number 4 West Branch taking on number 5 Streetsboro. And it is West Branch being favored by 3 with 57% certainty on this game, according to our friends over at Fantastic50.net. With the inside scoop, as always, on the West Branch Warriors, we head over to Mikey G. What do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, I think this will be a good game. I think last week was a bit of a surprising outcome. I know they already played Woodridge this year, but it was a 2020 game late in the fourth quarter. The defense got the stop. It's usually the offense that's being able to score more points, but the defense got the stop to set up the offense. In terms of Streetsboro, this is a balanced offense. They can run the ball, they can throw it. But I like West Branch in this game. They have the advantage that really not a lot of people talk about. They play on grass, and a lot of these teams play on turf. So I think the Warriors will be able to slow Streetsboro down enough. And again, when you have Bo Allisauce back there in that receiving core, as well as Boston Molinex in the backfield, I think West Branch will have too many weapons. I like the Warriors by 7-10.
Warriors by 7-10. Well, that means that you're good for the spread here because it's only 3. So good for you. Let's go on to Husey. Who do you like in this game, West Branch or Streetsboro?
Yeah, I'm feeling the Warriors in this one also, and I think they're going to cover the spread as well.
All right, Gary, rather.
Yeah, I think maybe last week was kind of, oh wow, that was a lot closer than it should have been. I think they're going to come out laser focused. I'm going to take the Warriors -3.
Coach.
Oh man, Pete Thompson's the head coach of Streetsboro. I coached with them in the North-South game before. Timmy Cooper, and he's a good coach. No, Streetsboro's coach is a good coach. And Timmy Cooper played for me all 4 years at reserve, and he's had a lot of success. I'm rooting for Timmy, there's no doubt. I don't think West Branch has seen a team like Streetsboro this year. Streetsboro's really good. They have a player, I can't remember his name, man, but he's like 2,500 yards, all-purpose yards. Man, he's cold-blooded. I can't remember his name. But I got to go. I'm not going to bet against Timmy. But I'll tell you what, they can't. I told Timmy on the phone this week, punt the ball when you have to, play field position, tilt the field. Last week they had some muff situations on punt. They can't have that to happen this week. Streetsboro's too good. But I think that West Branch takes him to the deep waters and beats him in the fourth quarter. I'm taking West Branch. What's a spread? 3?
3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take West Branch. I'm not betting against him.
I love.
He'll be mad at me forever. I'm not gonna bet against him. I love the kid, and no matter what I really feel, I'm betting on West Branch.
I love that Coach Hake has used 2 games and talked about punting, turning into the Pat McAfee show.
We're gonna have to get a shirt for him now. Just punt the ball.
Punt the football, dude. And I do crazy stuff too sometimes. But when you're playing a big game, and people play on tilt, it's like they're playing cards. Don't play on tilt, man. Don't play on feeling. Punt the ball when you have to. It's really important you get a first down every time you get the ball, so you can change field position if you have to. Everybody's good, So I think that I think the West Branch does win the game.
I like it. Furdog, what do you got?
I got West Branch winning it. What's the mustard line?
3.
Oh,
The spread's 3.
I'm gonna give it to Streetsboro, but I got West Branch winning. But I got Streetsboro covering the line. That makes any sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. All right, Ty.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 high-flying offenses. I'm excited. I think an over-under of like 75 total points for the game would be an interesting line as well. I'm going to say Warriors will get the edge, but I think Streetsboro is going to give them everything that they can. They'll test them for sure.
I'd like to see over-unders on these. I mean, I think that would make it a little bit more interesting because then
I think they're looking in the 40s for this game. I really do.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that one little bit. All right, we are on to the next game. It's number 2, Lake Catholic at 9-2, taking on Niles, number 7 at 7-4, and Niles the underdog by 19. Guys, 19 points as they're disrespecting Antoine Gardner and the Red Dragons. Gary, let's start with you. Sorry, E. Hughes, I got one picked out for you that we're going to be starting with you on. Gary, let's start with you. Are the Red Dragons being disrespected by 19 points?
I don't know. This Catholic team is really, really good. I mean, the Dragons didn't have a great end to the season. They got the win in week 10, and then obviously they won last week. But I'm going to take Catholic here, -19.
All right. Coach, what about you? You taking Lake Catholic? Or you taking the Red Dragons?
Well, I live in Mineral Ridge. It's right around the corner from Niles. And I like to see Niles win. I really would. And I think Gardner is a tremendous player no matter what. But he's not playing the last couple of teams. I think this is more of a line of a South Range type team, this Lake Catholic team. And I think Niles could be in a little bit of trouble tonight. I got to take this Lake Catholic team. What's the spread? 19's a lot of points.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to bottle him up, man, and I don't know if Niles has an answer. They're going to bottle. I'm not saying they're stopping him, but they're going to bottle him up. I'm going to take Lake Catholic. I'm going to take Lake Catholic in the points.
So does it turn into who's going to step up that doesn't wear the number 4 jersey?
Well, don't you think if they bottle him up, what's the answer? Is the quarterback from Niles, who's a really good player.
I think he's
a good player. He is good, but they don't whip it around enough to show you that, hey, they're going to do this. You know what I mean? And you had 10 weeks to do that. I mean, maybe they come out empty and we don't know what we're talking about. But the better angels of my nature, again, are telling me Lake Catholic is tested. And they're gonna bottle this guy up at least to a point. And Niles is gonna have to do something else. I just don't know if they can. I want Niles to win just like Austin Town, but I think Lake Catholic beats them and takes the spread.
Those angels of your nature are devils of YSN culture, my friend, because they
I
just keep barking against the
apologize.
YSN teams.
I want the other teams to win, but are we picking if we're picking with our heart, sure, Niles beat them. But if we're picking with our mind, I just think that Lake Catholic is more of a tested team.
I love it. Fur, what do you say?
I think 19 points is totally disrespectful to Niles and Antoine Garner. Put up 7 touchdowns last week. Are you kidding me? 7 touchdowns in the playoffs. I got to go with I just got a text and I read it. I'm sorry. Niles is winning the game.
Wow.
Antoine Garner is going to rush for 5 touchdowns tonight.
Oh, my God. Once a dragon, always a dragon, dude. Good for you.
Boy.
He was a Raider, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, that's talking like a dragon. Good for you.
I
love him to win. I love him to win.
I think I'll take Lake Catholic for the win, but I definitely think Niles covers that with the plus 19. I think if they're getting a couple first downs too, and they're keeping the ball on the ground heavily too, that time's going to drain out. I think Lake Catholic might be in the 1 to 2 touchdown victory range, but I think Niles can keep this under 3 scores.
Mikey G.
I agree with what Coach Hake said. I think Niles, in order to win this game, is going to have to throw the ball. Antoine Gardner is a heck of a player. And we'll see if Coach Perry has any tricks out of his hat tonight to try and get Lake Catholic off balance. I think 19's a lot, so I'll take Niles plus the points.
If I was Niles, I'd start with the halfback pass first play. That's the first play I'd do.
Keep them on their heels, right?
Punch him in the face and tell him we're not going to go quietly into the night.
Hot take.
I feel an Antoine Gardner legacy game coming. I think Niles is going to cover that 19-point spread, but it's not going to be enough in the end. Give me Lake Catholic.
Wow, a legacy game, and you come up short. That's tough.
That's a tough one too. Yes, hot take for a reason.
I don't take pleasure in saying that. I hope Niles wins, but I don't know. Lake Catholic's really good.
All right, let's move on to one of the key matchups around here. A lot of lights and sounds on this one as number 3, Poland takes on number 6, Struthers. The rematch. Struthers comes in 8-3, and Poland comes in 10-1. They've got Poland by 2, ladies and gentlemen. Poland by 2. Hot take. I'm starting with you here because I know you're not gonna let us down on this one. How do you feel about this game coming in round 2 in the NE8?
You know, that was a tough pill to swallow 2 weeks ago, coming up short in overtime, losing by only 1 point. But do not count out Coach John Bake. Legendary coach, legendary history teacher, legendary country singer. Give me the Struthers Wildcats here in the rematch, advance to week 13.
Wait, did you throw country singer in there?
I did.
Explain that one.
I don't know if he would be happy about me sharing this, but yes, he does do country music on the side.
Does he really?
Go check Apple Music, search John Beck.
Oh, dude.
He just got him on blast.
He's great, though. I love it.
Hot take.
Hot take, just let it out of the bag. John Beck is going to be the #1 searched human being on Apple Music here in about 15 minutes.
Sorry,
Got to
Coach
have a
Beck.
song Dogs on a Leash here in a second as well.
Poland and Struthers. G, who do you like in this one?
Man, talk about a tough call here. I mean, these guys are about as close as two teams will get at this point. I went back and forth with this one. It might come down to the last possession. I'm going to go with the home team, though. I'm going to go with Poland -2.
All right, Poland -2. Sam, welcome to the show.
Yo, yeah, so this one, these NE8 teams, it's really hard to kind of call who's going to win, especially when you get in these rematches this late in the year. A lot of times I kind of just go right into who's got more experience playing in week 11 and week 12. And for this one, Poland has the culture. They've got the experience. I'm going with Poland.
Poland for 1. All right, Mikey G.
Yeah, when looking at this game, this is probably, in terms for me, the hardest game to pick of the night. It was a close game the first time around. It's always tough to beat a team a second time. But I do like Coach Pavlansky. I think the Bulldogs will get it done.
All right, Coach Hake.
Give me the Struthers Wildcats in an upset. I just think that they're you can go either way. I don't know, but I just think at this right now, I think it could go. That game could go either way, but I like Poland or Struthers in this one.
All
Tight
right,
game. I'm taking Struthers.
Fur Dog.
Man, you guys are too serious. Heads, Poland, tails, Struthers. Tails, give me Struthers.
Oh, we're gonna do the instant replay. It's probably heads.
Literally a coin flip game, isn't it? I always feel that when it's a second matchup too, and as little weeks as we've seen, it's always tougher for the team that won that first time to come back and win again. I like the Wildcats with the +2. It's a coin flip game, but I like Struthers on the road.
I mean, these two teams just don't like each other. They just don't. And Struthers doesn't like Sam, which I for some reason we're trying to figure that out still. Sam, did you ever put your finger on why the Wildcat Nation hates you?
So I figured it out. I think because with Struthers, you either pick them always or you're dead to them. So I made one mistake one time, picked against them. That was all she wrote. So now I am aimed at by the Wildcat Nation for the rest of my life. I embrace it. Give it to me.
He's targeted.
Sam's making it his life goal to make sure that they ban any Struthers folk from the yacht club.
That's exactly it. There will be no wildcatchery at the yacht club.
Region 17, where we will find number 5 Garfield at 11-0, favored by 18 over number 4 Harrison Central, who is 9-2. Let's go. I mean, where do we start? Let's go with Fur on this one, since you're the resident G-Man expert. Are you taking the G-Man by 18?
So this is actually really funny. So in wrestling, I'm going wrestling here. Harrison Central has the number 2 ranked kid in Division 3 at 215, and Garrettsville Garfield has the number 1 ranked kid in Division 3 at 215. Lucas Thomas from Harrison Central and Keegan Sell, I can't believe I forgot his name, from Garrettsville Garfield. I wrestled both of them, both really good kids, but the G-Men are going to take the win tonight. They're going to run all over them. Give me the G-Men tonight.
Did Keegan send you his autographed jersey yet?
No, I'm waiting on that. So anytime. No, I almost send my address here. I forgot. But, yeah, anytime you can just send that on over to me. You can shoot me a DM. Smart for Ty. G-Men or Harrison Central?
Yeah, I'm going with the G-Men and my man, Coach Moser. No one really runs and plays football out here in Portage County quite like Garrettsville Garfield.
Eric Hughes.
G-Men.
G-Men. Gary, speaking of G's.
Yeah, Harrison Central plays in the OVAC. They got 2 losses on the year. One of them to Malvern, which is a D7 team, and then the other one to St. Clairsville, which is a powerhouse in D4. their schedule has not prepared them for this G-Men team. They're a much improved program, but they're not. 3 touchdowns is about right. So give me Garfield minus 19.
Sammy.
Now, I'm pretty sure that Harrison Central is the team with the gray field.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this is the one that I've tried to give them this field all year. So, it would only make sense for me to pick them since they're going to be playing on the gray field. But only fools pick against Keegan Sell and the G-Men. He might be the most talented guy that we have on the network. I know there's a lot of back and forth on the best running back, but Keegan Sell, for my money, gives me Mike Allstott feels. I'm going G-Men all the way.
Mikey G.
Give me the G-Men, the boys up front.
All right. And Coach Hake.
G-Men plus 19.
Plus 19.
Love it. Love it. All right. Let's get to still Region 17. Oh, well, South Range, that team, from Canfield, Ohio, formerly known as North Lima. The Raiders, 10-1 on the season.
I'll leave.
They are favored by 28. 28 over Ridgewood, who is number 7 seeded. This is with 95% certainty on the run, and Ridgewood 8-3. Will the Generals match up against the Raiders tonight, or do the Raiders run away with it with a borderline or possibly even opportunistic chance to let the clock run? Let's start with the guy that's going to. Well, actually, they're both here. Let's start with one of the guys that'll be on the call with me tonight, Coach Andy Hake. Coach, for South Range, you taking them in 28?
I saw them last week, man, and I was really impressed with their line. I'm serious. I thought their line was very, very strong. I know that Cooper or West Branch played Ridgewood this year in kind of a weird situation. It was really tight. I don't think this is going to be tight tonight. I think that South Range – is it 28 points, though?
Yeah, 28.
Woo! I think South Range wins, and
no.
Huh.
At least he's smiling on the way out.
Yeah.
all
There he
right,
is.
we'll
He's
go.
back.
We'll go 28. We'll go 28.
28. All right, 28. He takes it. All right, Fur.
I know I just hyped up both those last 2 teams, but South Range is not sweating until the regional finals. It's going to be South Range versus Perry. I'm taking South Range tonight. South Range is not sweating yet. They're going to have a hell of a game come a few weeks. Give me South Range to win tonight.
Ty Bartell.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by the Raiders' defense too. And if we know anything about this time of the year, you need to have a pretty good one of them, right? Give me South Range in this one.
Hot take.
Yeah, picking against South Range is not a good idea. They're the cream of the crop per usual. So give me the Raiders and the 28.
Cream of the crop. You stole Coach Hake's line.
Cream of the crop.
Yes, sir.
Gary.
Hey, yeah, I was at that South Range game last week with you guys. Really impressed. Big play after big play, and they didn't play their best game either. Threw a pick six, almost threw a second one. That Fairless team played a lot closer than they should have. I think South Range is going to be all business tonight. And this Ridgewood team schedule is not one that gets you ready for this kind of a matchup. So I'm taking the Raiders minus 28.
Sam?
Yeah, I think South Range might be one of the most prepared teams for this late in the season on the network. Even with a new coach, he's still from the same cloth as the legendary Yeagley. So I don't know that anybody's going to be more prepared than the South Range Raiders tonight. 28 is a lot of points, but I think South Range is out here more than last year, even trying to get a statement. So yeah, give me 28 and the Raiders.
Mikey G, finish this off.
Yeah, I like South Range, and I think 28 is a lot of points, but I think the Raiders will cover.
All right. That does it for Region 17. We head to Region 21, where we see the number 4 ranked United Golden Screaming Eagles at 10-1 take on the Cuyahoga Heights team at 9-1 and ranked number 5. And survey says it's United by 5. What say you, Mr. Torres?
Yeah, it's really hard to go against United. This Courtney kid is incredibly talented. They ran into an actual buzzsaw last year in Kirtland. I think they've seen this level of competition. Again, I know I sound like a broken record when I talk about experience, but it matters. And I think most coaches would agree the lights are a lot brighter in week 12 than week 2. So because of that, you give me United. I'm going Luke Courtney until he proves me wrong.
Mikey G.
I like United. Cuyahoga Heights, they struggled with Rittman, who's just not a very good team last week. But talking about Luke Courtney, I mean, he's Mr. Do-It-All. And if you've ever seen him kick a football, I mean, it's just, he's phenomenal.
Magical. Coach Hake.
Oh, man. Dude, a guy named Martin, Al Martin's the head coach at Cuyahoga Heights. He's been there for about 30 years. I think he has 250 wins and maybe 50 losses. I've played him for years, man. And I have United's in our league. I have a lot of respect for United. My heart says United. I know all their players. I get it. I have a lot of respect for Ogilvy. We're bad with our minds, though. So
you bet with whatever you want, pal. Whatever extremity suits you.
I want United to win. Heights is going to win the game.
All right.
They run the veer. They run midline. They do some things that you don't see all year long. Then they go empty. They put Trey into the boundary, or Trey to the field twins to the boundary. They put their best 2 receivers into the boundary. I know this guy. And then you declare trips to the field with the Trey look, and then he picks on you into the boundary. They just do things that we don't see a lot. And my heart says United. My mind says Heights.
All right. Fur.
Sam, what's the line you always say about the Courtney kid?
Listen, he does it all. He does it all.
Does everything except drive the bus.
He kicks the ball. He throws the ball. He catches the ball. He drives the bus. He cooks some lunch.
Enough said. Give me United.
United takes it. Ty.
I think this is going to be a really fun matchup tonight. I really do, and I think I'm gonna put my heart with United. I'll bet with my heart as opposed to Coach Hake. I'll go with the heart in this one. Give me the Eagles.
Husey.
Give me the Golden Eagles in this one.
All right.
I'm the only jerk. I swear it. I'm the only jerk on this.
Scumbag trumpet.
Right.
We always need a couple of them.
Well, we love our country, guys. Love our country. That I can tell you.
Gary.
A couple really evenly matched teams. Neither one of them had a good schedule. United, the 7th weakest in the state in their division, and Cuyahoga Heights, the 9th weakest. The Courtney kid definitely is a difference maker. You can kick a field goal that long. You can win tight games. I think United wins, but I think Heights covers. Give me Cuyahoga Heights +5.
Fair enough. All right. On to number 2, Rootstown, who comes into the game 9-1. And they're favored by 8 points with 68% confidence over number 10, Mineral Ridge. It comes in 7-4. For Mineral Ridge, we got to go to the guy that lives it, breathes it, and still has championship like state records held in, or school records, I guess, in that school. Coach Hake.
I don't know about any of that, but you know what? Rootstown is a good team. I watched them on film 2 games this week. And they have a really nice – they're going to try to run you over. Ridge got some guys back the last couple of weeks. They got a tough team. This Herb is one of the better players in Trumbull County, Ian Herb. And I ain't going to go against the Rams, dude. I'm going to take what's the spread on that?
It was, 10?
8.
I think you said 8.
Sorry. Yeah, 8.
Dude, Ridge on the upset, man. I mean, Rootstown's good, but they are good. Is that a YSN school, Rootstown?
Yes, sir. No. Ridge is.
Man, Ridge all day then in that case.
Still betting with that head.
No, hey, look, I just think that, hey, this one I'm going to go with my heart because my mind is telling me Rootstown's going to win the game. But I feel that if he and Herb, you got a couple.
He's back.
If they could figure it out, man, I'm gonna take Ridge.
All right, Ridge it is. All right, let's go reverse skate. Mikey G, who do you have?
I'll take Mineral Ridge plus the points.
All right, Sammy.
Yeah, give me the Rams over the Rovers, plus the points.
Gary.
Yeah, I'm going Ridge +8.
Husey.
Rams are really going to have their work cut out for them because their running back, Dawson Morgan, has 23 total touchdowns this season, and he's averaging over 200 yards a game. Yeah.
He's a dog.
But on the other side, of course, you have Ian Erb, as DJ said, probably one of the most underrated players in the era, which I agree with. So it's definitely going to be about the playmakers. But I'm a company guy, so I'm going to take the Rams in this one.
Company guy. All right, Ty, what say you?
I will say all love to Rootstown, another Portage County team. Come on the board too, and I'll make sure I take some trips down to Rover Country too. They got a great wrestling program. I'm going to steal that from Fur. This is going to be a battle in the trenches, and it's going to be huge for Mineral Ridge to be able to win some of those battles in the trenches. I'm going to go with the Rams, especially with the +8, but it's going to be tough. It's going to come down to that line battle.
Fur Dog.
Listen, Rootstown, I know we've battled heads. In wrestling, we duel each other every year, and we battled heads. We've had some long fights of wrestling. But come on, come to this bit. Come on over. I'm speaking for football and for wrestling. Come to the network, the best network in the area. But that being said, give me Mineral Ridge winning it.
Flaming dog poop right on their front door, dude. Oh my gosh, Fur Dog. All right, let's go to Mogador. That's ranked number 3 at 8-2. Oh boy. By 27 is what they're picked at with 94%. 94% confidence over at number 6, Pymatuning Valley at 8-3. Samuel, speak to us why Pymatuning Valley, it's hard for me to say, PV is going to win.
Yeah, so listen, with Pymatuning Valley, this is the 28 points, these blowouts that get called, statewide. It's nothing new over there in Andover. It's a small community full of a bunch of people that nobody knows. But what they do know is how to run the ball, and what they do know is how to control the line of scrimmage. They control the clock. They have a very, very talented offensive line, and behind that, they're going to have 2 1,200-yard rushers in Ryan Croston and Ty Vickery. I watched Croston, who was shook up last week, and he seems to be back where he should be this week. It was a very, very tough game. I think I called PV to beat Crestview by more than what they actually won by. That 2-point game, Crestview brought them to the absolute limit. This is the same team that ended PV's playoff run 2 years ago after they beat Jeromesville Hillsdale. And this team is basically made up of the same guys because they were very young that year. You got a PV team who's going to go in there extra hungry with nobody else believing in them. And when you've got that much stuff going in your corner, I'm going to give them a chance. I'm running with Laker Nation. Andover all the way, baby. Give me the Lakers.
The heck was that noise?
That was old Coach Hake giving the
I couldn't figure out where that came from. Let's go Mikey G. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, Mogador beat Rootstown 27-0, and then Rootstown beat Pymatuning Valley 28-6. What's the spread on the game?
27.
27's a lot. I'll take Mogador by, we'll say 20.
Okay, so you're taking Pymatuning Valley.
I'll take points.
All right, Coach Hake.
Mogador is history's team, guys. I've dealt with them a long time. If you in high school football, they're gonna cut Pymatuning's line because that's what they do. And nobody cuts better than Mogador. They're gonna cut them down like the Roman cavalry. And God bless Pymatuning. They had a great season. I saw their film against Ridge. Ridge stole one from them week 1. But I would be slack-jawed if it's the fourth quarter and this is a game. Mogador and Kirtland are by far the best 2 teams in that region. And Kirtland is head and shoulders above Mogador. No offense, anybody. It's just, guys, I don't know many teams that beat Kirtland in this area. So I just think that Mogador is going to beat them. I think they're going to beat them solid. What's the score? It'll be 30. I would think it's a running clock.
Fair enough. All right, let's go back to the top. Furdog, what do you say?
Give me Pymatuming to cover.
All right, Ty.
Yeah, I think Mogador wins the game just because they've been one of the classes of like that Summit Portage area the last few years. They've really been building up their program to try to take on Kirtland. But I do think PV is able to cover that too, especially if they're going to be a run-heavy offense too, and the clock is running a lot. I think PV can definitely stay within that line for sure and potentially make it a game.
Husey.
Yeah, I'm taking Mogador in this one.
All right, Gary.
Yeah, Mogador, I think, is just too much. Pie Valley, like Coach said, they had a great year. I just don't think they could keep up, and I think the line's about right where it needs to be. I'm gonna go with Mogador.
What's Augie say? That's what I want to know.
He believes in the Wildcat.
Let's
It's
go
not
down
like,
to-
I'm not rooting for one or the other. I just know Pollock. I know Adorney. I know their tradition. It's like a real proud tradition, and they're just the playoff time starts there, and it's like their records are slack-jawing, and it's not once in a while. That Wildcat Cafe is going to be popping, and I just think that nothing against. Hey, dude, Andover had a great year. That's something to really be proud of, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but. Every year I watch Mogador and I'm slack-jawed. They have guys that come out and they cut your offensive line. Your offensive line falls, and then they have bigger linebackers that rough you up. That's what they do.
Fair
They
enough.
have the
You know your stuff.
they have the formula for small school football, guys. They have the formula. If it wasn't for Kirtland, they would have more state titles. Mogador, if it wasn't for Kirtland, they'd have more state titles. Because
Isn't that like everybody's program? Like if it wasn't for Kirtland, I feel like that's in the
Well,
locker room of every
Mary-
The ultimate
Mary-
buzzsaw.
that MAC conference out west in Kirtland are on another level.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just face it. I mean, they're just one day when I'm done coaching, I'm gonna go out during the summer out to that MAC conference, and I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna go to all their two-a-days. I'm gonna go hang out at all the local breweries, and I want to figure it out because I don't understand how Minster, Versailles, St. Henry, Coldwater, Anna, New Bremen, Marion Local. Guys, do you think that, I mean, really, and I know we got to move on, but this Northeast 8 conference, what a tough conference in our area. Hey, what a tough conference. That's not like the MAC conference. That's not. It's not like, there might be a team or two in there that could play in the MAC conference, but and they're bigger schools. They're bigger schools. It's slack jawing what goes on out there.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. All right, let's get to Danville against Springfield. Danville coming in number 2. They are favored by 2 over our Springfield Tigers. Tigers are number 7, and they're 8-3 overall. Do we have an upset in us tonight? Christopher Colucci, start us off.
This one's gonna be very tough for Springfield. I'm not gonna lie. D7, that region has a lot of tough people in that region. This one's super tough for me to pick. I gotta go with Springfield. I think gonna have an upset, and I think we're gonna have an MVAC Scarlet next week matchup.
All right, Ty.
Yeah, I mean Danville is a really, really good program too. The Blue Devils always seem to get into this part of the season. But I love Springfield too. I love Coach Guerrero. I love everything he's doing with that program. And I think with them kind of flying a little bit under the radar in that 7 seed, it's a perfect recipe for upset city. Give me the Tigers.
Danger zone. Eric Hughes.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Tigers in this one. I also heard that if they win, they'd play the winner Lowville Western Reserve.
Correct.
Oof. Yeah, that'll be a great game next week, whoever they play if they win. I'm looking forward to that. So give me the Tigers in this one.
All YSN matchup, baby. Let's get it.
Save that $200. Gary, what do you say?
What's the line? 2?
Line is 2.
Yeah, boy, yeah, this is a close game. That's about right where it is. But I'm a Tiger at heart, so I'm going with Springfield.
Take the Tigers. Sammy.
Yeah, only fools pick against Springfield this late in the year, and I ain't no fool. I watched Danville get beat last year. It's going to happen again this year. Give me Springfield.
Mikey.
Yeah, this will be a tough game for Springfield. Obviously, Danville undefeated at 10-0, but I think Sean Guerrero and this Springfield team has been battle tested. I think a lot of people forget they took a 10-1 Geneva down to the wire earlier this season, and I like Springfield to get the win.
All right, Coach.
Oh, guys, you're gonna make me do this. I wish someone else would have done this. I like Guerrero. He's a friend, and I'm supposed to say Springfield, huh? Guys, but again, these angels of my nature. I'm gonna go with Danville. I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I like Springfield. I think they're good. I think their team, the big line, they run the ball hard. I played Danville before in the playoffs a few times. It means a lot to them too. It means a lot to them too, and they're good. I'm gonna take Danville.
All right, Danville is the pick for Coach, and then our last one of D7. We have to go back to the top, boys. We left it for last because I think it's the main event of the evening of all of them. We go Lowville, who comes in at number 6 and 10-1, and they're favored by 3 over number 3, hosting Western Reserve Berlin Center at 9-2. And Fur, I know you're doing this game. What do you like about this matchup in round 2?
I like it a lot. Both teams, they saw each other earlier in the season. Came down to the last minute. It was 21-14. Reserve came out on top. It could go back and forth. Reserve's dealing with some injuries right now. I don't know how banged up Lowville is. Balone came in this season, coming in after his cousin, and he's tearing it up. Michael Balone's good. He's fast. He's a track star. Western Reserve, they're starting to find their passing route. Luke Henning, I call him Air Henning, really throwing some really good footballs. With that being said, I'm gonna have to go with Western Reserve in this one. It's gonna be. Give me Western Reserve by 1.
And keep in mind, this is a 3-point spread with 57% certainty. So, boys, it really is a coin flip. Again, Ty, what do you say about this one?
I go back to what I said earlier too. When it's a second time around too, it's really hard for the team that won the first time to come back and do it again. And really, the one thing I will say, and I have seen this Lowville Rockets team, their offense is right on par where it's always been, but the defense of the Rockets this year is just different. They're playing different. They're playing better. They're getting a lot more stops, and I think this time of the year is when that matters the most. I think Lowville is going to get it in this coin flip game.
Hughes, I got a feeling you're leaning that direction as well.
Yeah, like you guys said, Western Reserve, that was Lowville's only loss this year. That was back in week 5. But ever since then, Lowville's won their last 6 games. They're rolling right now on both sides of the ball. And it's really going to come to how their defense plays tonight. Western Reserve, they have a great running attack, especially Luke Henning at quarterback. But they were up to the test couple weeks ago in Springfield, so I got to stutter, when they had to face their tough running offense. And I think that was good for them. They got a big win last week. So I'm going to take the Rockets tonight, 22-21.
To me, Luke Henning, and I know it sounds easy, but like his last name is the hardest to pronounce for me because half the time it's a Hennig, like Kurt Hennig from wrestling. The other time it's Chad Henne from Michigan. Like I can never get the kid's name right when I need to in those moments. Gary, who do you take? Air Henning or the Balone bashers over there in Lowville?
Well, since that loss, Lowville's reeled off 6 wins, 5 against playoff teams. They just continue to get better and better and better. I'm sure they were hoping for this matchup, to avenge that one loss on the year. Reserves had a great year, but I just think Lowville is flying high right now. I'm going to take them -3 versus Reserve.
Sammy.
Yeah, you got one team that had basically the entire season to figure out what they did wrong, and the other team has to figure out what can they continue in this one. So, you got Louisville going on against Western Reserve here. My baloney has a first name. It's Mikey. Give me the Rockets in this one to win it.
All right, Mikey.
Yeah, my anti to Lowville, but Warrior head coach Tim Cooper, a Western Reserve graduate, and I'm going to go ride Blue Devils.
All right. Somebody knows Tim Cooper very, very well. Coach Hake, who do you got in this one?
This is the toughest pick, I think, of the whole day. I go back and forth. I think Colucci's right. I think some guys are banged up. I don't know for sure. I'm not letting some cat out of the bag, but I think a couple of guys are banged up. But you know what? I coach a Henning boy's brother, man, Todd, who's really good, and this kid's gutsy like his brother. That Hamburger's playing really good ball. He's healthy. He's like some wild banshee. Lowville's good. They're coached well. There's only lost this season. So many good points. But I'm going to go with the old guard, man. I'll go with the old guard. And Gotham City, half of them hates me and the other half probably misses me. So I'll just go with the old guard and go with I'll go with Berlin.
Oh, man. How many touchdowns did Hamburger?
The loyalists are going to be happy. The old ball coach is still with you. I'm going to say reserve.
How many touchdowns did Hamburger have last week?
He had 6.
I don't know. No, he just scored again. I think he had 7 or 8. I don't know what he had.
He had 6 rushing, and he blocked the punt and scored it for a touchdown. So 7.
So I'm saying he comes off the bus and scores 2 just when he comes off the bus. So I just think that reserve wins. But that game could go either way, coin flip. And I think that really is the hardest pick. That and Struthers Poland. I think that's a pick of both those games.
Well, this one, folks, he's the one you've been waiting for. We head to Region 9, where Ursuline at 11-0, taking on Canfield at number 9. It's 7-3. Ursuline favored by 24. Ladies and gentlemen,
man.
Do we have an upset on our hands, or is Ursuline the real deal this year? Chris, let's go with you.
I was almost in like a fight today in class because this kid, me and him were going back and forth in this game, and I just don't see how Canfield can do it. Ursuline's too good this year. I mean, Ursuline's legit this year. I mean, we're talking Ursuline getting – I mean, Robert, I agree with you. Ursuline by big.
Like when I look at this game, you're looking at 2 of the very best defenses in the area right now. I mean, Canfield's allowed just a hair over 15 a game this season. Ursuline just a hair over 13 a game this season. But the big difference is the offense, where Canfield's averaging around 26, Ursuline's around 39. They have a lot of big playmakers. I think Ursuline wins the game, but I do not think they cover that spread. I think this is going to be a very low scoring and a very big defensive battle. But I think Ursuline just has a few more playmakers on the offensive side.
Hot take.
What did you say the spread was again?
24.
Just give the ball Scott Eaton. Canfield will definitely cover that, but I'm going to take the Fighting Irish to win this one.
Gary?
Yeah, I don't see how I could pick against Ursuline. Their schedule is a meat grinder of, big name teams that have had success all the time. They beat a Big Red team. It's the only loss for Big Red. I just don't see how Canfield this year can stay within that 24 points. I'm going with the Irish.
Sammy?
When it's time to pass the torch, there's 2 ways to do it. You can have one guy who's going to hand it to somebody, and you can have one guy who's going to punch him in the face and take it away. And I think that's what Ursuline's trying to do this year. So 24 points, they're going to be all over that. Big-time Irish win tonight. I don't see them even getting checked until they're in Canton.
Mike G.
Yeah, both my cousins went to Canfield, but I'm going to have to disagree with them on this one. I think Ursuline's just too much. The spread was, 24?
Yep.
Yeah, 24 is a lot, but Ursuline's just too good. I think they do cover the spread.
And head ball coach.
Canfield's not going to go quietly into the night. They're going to – Ursuline's really good, man. I mean, if you had to pick a team in this area that you think is going to go to the state title game right now, it would probably be Ursuline as a favorite. You know what I mean? So I would think it's tough. Canfield's tough. They're going to play tough. They play with a proud tradition, a heroic sense of belonging. Not enough. I think Ursuline's too good. They got 4 tricks. Ursuline got 12. It's too many tricks.
So you're taking Ursuline by 24?
Ursuline, not by 24.
Okay, Canfield covers. Deal. All right, gentlemen, those are your picks. And I think we did a really good job on that. And again, as we always say, best of luck to all the teams at YSN. We're rooting for you, whether you're playing each other or not. Another thing that we want to bring up real quick, just a little bit of housekeeping here. If there is another link on our feeds or you see other links, do not click it. Do not click it. Nothing good can happen if you click that link. I promise you that. The only place to go with certainty is ysnlive.com/live. You click on any of those games and it's $9.99 if you are a regular consumer. If you are a business, it is $200. And we're not asking for the sun, the earth, and the stars. We're asking for $200 because it has been brought to our attention that people are putting cover charges on people to go into their restaurant and watch these games as they only and they're splitting it. They're not even buying multiple ones. They're splitting the one feed. So you can either advertise with us and play fair in the sandbox, or you can pay the $200 and cover one of our games.
Or DJ, you could treat them like the OHSAA and charge everybody $1,000. You know,
let's do that. I mean, I'm okay with that. These guys would feel good about that.
Slack, John.
$250 a game instead of the $25. I think you guys would be on board with that, right?
Sure, why not?
No, everybody's like,
It would be a fun one season.
It is time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark presented by Joe Dickey. Anything commercial, residential, industrial, anything electrical, head over to DickeyElectric.com. Tell them why I sent you. Right, since the rookie is back, we got to let the rookie not off the hook this time. Mikey G, you're leading us off like Kenny Lofton. What's your spark?
My spark, it's Westboro, Streetsboro. It doesn't get any better than a Friday night football at the Branch, especially come playoff time. It's just so cool to see the fans show up for every single game, whether it's regular season or playoffs. That place will be jumping tonight, and looking forward to a great call.
Sammy?
Yeah, my spark, I think for the first time it's going to be kind of negative. My spark is going to be, we're at the end of the year, and it's been a wonderful football year, right? Everybody's had a great year. Everybody's enjoyed it. We have a lot of kids who put everything that they had left on the field, in the gym, that sort of thing. And, at the end of every season, there's time to give out awards and things like that. And I just want to remind everybody that these awards are to be given to kids for their efforts. There shouldn't be anything else involved. I don't care if you love the school, hate the coach, hate the superintendent. You got to look at these kids because it's not their fault where they are. So my spark today is making sure you're being fair to kids who actually deserve the awards and things that they're getting.
Gary Altizer.
Today marks a new regime in Wellsville. Nate Scott takes over the boys basketball program after a 20-year reign by Bug Thompson, who's a legend in town. Won over 300 games, was Division IV Coach of the Year. Nate takes over this team. He's starting things new, and he's got a bunch of kids interested, a ton of kids coming out for the team. So good luck to Coach Scott. Thank you for everything you did for us, Coach Thompson. Today, Wellsville boy basketball is my spark.
Eric Hughes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Lowville real quick. Last week I called their what could potentially be my last Lowville game this year. If they don't beat Western Reserve this week, don't know what's going to happen. But they got a big win in their last home game against Catholic Central. They had the best concessions in the 3-3-0. I've said that before. I finally got around and trying the wedding soup last week. That was really good. If you've never been to a Lowville game, even if you're not from there, go on over. It's a fun experience. But thanks again for everything, Lowville.
Ty Bartell.
Yeah, two real quick ones from me. First and foremost, who I'm going to be in the booth with tonight, Mr. Mike Ackelson, a great friend, great mentor, and always excited to have that opportunity. Number two is we didn't get any shout-outs for volleyball, but I'm going to shout out the Crestview volleyball team winning in the Purple Palace last night. They're one step away from a state Final Four.
Christopher Calucci.
My spark this week is I'm getting to call my first ever football game today with my dad. It's going to be real fun. Going to enjoy that a lot. Finally, me and him get to do something football related after I've been playing for 8 years, whatever it was. We finally get to call a game together. So that's my spark.
It's a family affair. On to Coach Hake.
Hey, just appreciative of being on, and you guys got really good guys on this, and really intelligent guys that have good insight. And DJ, you're a lucky guy to have all these guys on here because, they're not duds. You have good guys on here. I can tell listening, and guys have insight. And I guess a shout out to your dudes that go over the top. I know no one's getting $100,000 a year, big contract going to all these games. They do it because they love sports. They love what they're talking about. They love kids. So shout out to the dudes on your program. Shout out to Augie. Say what's up,
Augie.
Augie.
Augie Doggy. He's one of the last Jedis left, A New Hope.
Mine is real simple. I'm obviously about 11 months into the sports betting regime legally. And last night, I'm watching my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. I bet the over, which was at this point 37, and the Steelers by 3. And wouldn't you just know? Wouldn't you know it that the Steelers end up winning, but the combined score is 36. Incredible the way that happens. Suck it, Vegas. I hate you. I hate you. That's going to do it for our show. This has been the Power Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going anywhere tonight, please be safe. Please be kind to each other. And most certainly root for those teams with all your heart. For on behalf of all these beloved gentlemen on this show, my name is DJ, and this has been the Power Hour, and it's all been brought to you thanks to our friends at Toyota of Warren. Good night. We'll see you at 7 for all the action here on YSN for how much, guys?
$9.99.
$9.99.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports.